The Fly has Andre turned into a fly trying to find a cure. This was released in 1959, and this is the oldest movie I've reviewed now. With it being like 64 years old. So, for this month, I'm gonna do the Fly franchise. That's the original 3 old school Fly movies. The Fly, Return of the Fly, and Curse of the Fly, and then the remake, The Fly in 1986, that has Jeff Goldblum, and then the sequel to that, The Fly 2. So, without further ado, the positives on the original The Fly is, I like the science between the machine of splitting whatever is in it into just billions of atoms and transporting it to one side to another. I liked that. I kind of liked the explanation. I also kind of liked the yes and no knock thing. Of like, one knock is yes, 2 knocks is no. So I like that. And it can go from being sweet to assertive to even aggressive of how he knocks. There's no facial expressions at all or changes in the voice because he can't talk because, you know, he was turned into a fly or he has a fly head. So it's all just in how he knocks that conveys his feelings. So I actually thought that was pretty cool. So I liked that. I like the reveal of Andre's head being a fly's head. I'd say it's a little cheesy now, but I get that it was probably pretty scary back in 1959. So I actually do kind of like that reveal when the blanket is ripped off from his head. So I liked that. And the last positive is it actually does tell a pretty engaging story. After the aftermath scene from the first 30 minutes of the movie and the descent of Andre. So I actually thought the story was actually pretty engaging, pretty good. So I actually kind of liked it. Now on to the negatives. The first negative is I think this is a little too slow. I don't really get into black and white films. I rarely watch movies that are older than 1970. There's some good ones from the 70s, like Halloween and the original Black Christmas. Those are 2 70s movies that I think are really good. But anything before 1970, I don't really get into. There is one black and white movie that I actually do genuinely love, and that's It's a Wonderful Life. That is an awesome movie. But for this, I think it's a little too slow for me. Another negative is I don't like that it starts off with after Andre is dead. It kind of ruins the mystery of the character's fate. Although I guess the mystery is how it happened and basically how it happened, because you also do know who did it because because it was already said that his wife did it. So it's just like, why did she do it? I guess is the mystery. And you know what? That's a pet peeve of mine, of when a movie starts at like the end of the film and then goes back to the beginning. That's something I didn't like about Don't Breathe. Although I really like that movie with the blind man. That's always a pet peeve of mine. And that's just something I don't really like. I'd rather have it start at the beginning of of whatever they're starting their story at. That's it for negatives. In the end, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good movie. It's not really my thing, but it's interesting for what it is. So I mainly wanted to start reviewing this franchise to really talk about the Fly with Jeff Goldblum, because I love that movie. And so I won't do the kills for these movies, because I think that's pretty boring for the first 3 movies. At first, I was thinking there's not really going to be that many kills, and then I watched The Fly 2, which has, like, most of the kills in the franchise, and so that ruined it. But either way, I mean, like, all the kills are probably going to be from The Fly 2, so that would be really boring. And any kills in the original 50s and 60s movies are not really going to work for the point system, and they're not very interesting kills, because these are movies 50 to 60 years ago, and so they didn't really make... these movies aren't really slasher movies, and movies that are this old don't really have creative or graphic kills. So I think it would just be kind of boring. So I'm just going to review the movies. And I don't think I'm going to do the top 10 moments either. So, because I think that would also be kind of boring, because I don't know. There's not really that much that I really love about the old school Fly movies, but yeah, I'm just gonna review the movies and then rank the movies at the end of this franchise. So that's my review on the 1959 movie The Fly. Thanks for watching.